All right, you guys want to get started? It should be fun. We might have some stragglers come in, but I'll get going and introduce myself. My name is Brad Seaman. I'm from sunny San Diego. You may have heard from me or received an email from me in regards to these masterminds. I run them just like a BNI meeting. So you get a chance to introduce yourself, do a quick 30-second commercial with that introduction. And then we're going to do breakout rooms instead of a key featured speaker. So we're going to break down into smaller subsets, and you'll be able to kind of network in a smaller group to share some things, learn a few things, and then bring them back to the larger group to take away some ahas, and hopefully pass some referrals in the meantime, or at least make some long-lasting connections across the state. We'll have a few announcements at the end for upcoming additional networking sessions. We're going to continue these California ones every other month. And then we're also going to do a West Coast regional mastermind next month that we'll ask you to come back and join us for. So you'll get those dates towards the end of the meeting. So first off, I'll just start out. My name is Brad Seaman, and I'm your honorary chapter president today of our BNI California Real Estate Referral Networking Group. We want to follow the structured meeting agenda, see how much we can get out of this, and really share and be an open book for all things BNI and real estate, especially during this time, and kind of what we're going through and how we can help each other grow and do better. We want to maximize how much business is passed across the country as well. So I'm going to introduce our featured education moment. Carolyn has been nice enough to volunteer to step in. And Carolyn, I want to introduce you. You've been running a Bay Area mastermind on a regular basis. I know you're a director consultant, I believe, as well. I don't have a bio on you, but what I know about you.
Hey, Brad, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you're really cutting out.
Am I?
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but
it's okay. Can you hear me better now? I'll introduce Carolyn. Hopefully she has better Wi-Fi than I do, but go ahead, Carolyn. Take it away for education.
Thank you so much, Brad. Good morning or good afternoon, BNI California Realtors. My name is Carolyn Reinholz. I'm based out of the San Francisco Bay Area, Keller Williams, San Francisco at the Level Up Group. And I have the honor of doing our educational moment this morning. And what I wanted to talk to you about was givers gain, leadership, and the real estate category in our chapters. So as we all know, the motto of BNI is givers gain, the premise being that what we give, we receive. And it's our premise, it's our operating principle, and it's our value proposition, really, in both our professional and our in our day-to-day lives. And as a profession in a category, the real estate seat benefits, if not the most, one of the highest amounts of benefit. So we gain the most by being a realtor in a BNI chapter, and that's probably true across all industries. So it's fair to say that as real estate agents, we gain a lot from BNI. We gain because one referral can mean a pretty large amount of revenue just with a single referral that closes. We gain a professional network that not only helps us on either the buy side or the sale side of a transaction, but also as being a touch point, as serving as a touch point for all different areas of our sphere. We gain through also having a vibrant network of other real estate agents that we can rely on for agent-to-agent referrals that ascribe to the BNI Code of Ethics and also the core values that are key and an integral part of BNI itself. So the focus I would like to bring up is how can we give? How can we give to our chapters? How can we give to our other, to both our BNI community and individual chapter members as well? So of course we can give personal referrals. We can make a point of utilizing the products and services within our chapter, but I would also suggest that as realtors, we have a larger role that each of us can play in our chapters and to our fellow members. We can be leaders in our chapters, and we often are leaders in our chapters, not just in a leadership role, but as a leader by example. Real estate is one of the 4 professions in each chapter that is a strong indication. The productivity of these 4 professions is a strong indication of the productivity of the chapter and the health of the chapter overall. And many of you are probably familiar with the firm, which is financial planner, insurance, real estate, and mortgage. So how can we measure our productivity? Well, we can look at our chapter traffic lights. Are we in the green? We can look at our Power of One report if we have that available in our region. We can just have a look at, are we attending regularly? Are we on time? Do we show up prepared? Do we have prepared presentations, both the 30-second infomercials and also our featured presentations? Are we creative, and do we spark some conversation and engagement with our chapter? You know, we can also lead by, are we inviting? Are we inviting not just people in our own contact sphere and our own professional sphere, but inviting to benefit other chapter members? Maybe you have referral partners that you refer to regularly that are not sitting in your BNI room every week at the meeting because they're not part of your chapter yet. We can influence them and ask them to be a part of our chapter and to invite. We can demonstrate that everything that we do matters. And I think that that's really an important aspect of being a leader in our chapter. So most of us didn't get successful at real estate by just sitting by and being passive. We're proactive individuals, and we utilize our skills to be successful in business and in life. And so what I would suggest is that we use that same skill set and make our BNI lives very, very successful and lead by example. And that's your educational moment.
Awesome, Carolyn. Very good. Thank you. Can everyone hear me okay? Yes, thumbs up. Okay, if I start breaking up, somebody wave their arms high, and I'll let Jose take over since he's done this before as well. So thank you so much, Carolyn. We really appreciate it. And we are a leader in our chapters. This is a big thing to be in real estate and lead our chapters by example. I think you did an excellent job of pointing that out. All right, so we do want to allow each person to give a quick name, location, and introduction about yourself. We do want to limit it to 30 seconds if you can. And we'll go around the room. I'll do my best to announce you and get through everyone. If I miss you, please make sure that you raise your hand at the end and get your own introduction. Before we start, I'm going to ask everyone who hasn't gotten the memo yet, if you would click on the top right corner of your video or your screen, click on the 3 dots, rename yourself for your city first, and then your name, so we'll have a better success with our breakouts. And Jose, if you would you go ahead and go through our list and announce each person so that they can do their quick commercial?
Perfect. So we'll start with Rasi in Glendora, and then we'll go to Pete in Santa Cruz.
Hello everyone, my name is Rasi. I got a years in real estate, always with the same office. I am 6 in one door. I'm also the secretary for our chapter for the 2nd year.
Hey, Rasi, if you can, you were breaking up, so if you can just put on the chat your information because we couldn't hear you, so if you can just share your information, thank you. We'll go to Pete in Santa Cruz, and then we'll go to Jim in Anaheim.
Good afternoon, everyone. Pete Cullen, Realtor and Broker Associate with Bailey Properties here in Santa Cruz. Lived and worked in Santa Cruz since 1972. Was a builder before I got into real estate, so I bring all that building experience to the table. I work with buyers and sellers, and I am never too busy for any of your referrals. Thank you.
Thank you, Pete. We'll go to Jim in Anaheim, and then Chris in Sacramento.
Good afternoon, it's Jim Salem. I'm with First Team Real Estate in Anaheim Hills, and I'm a member of the Champions BNI chapter that meets at the, where do we meet? I don't remember anymore, but it's in Placentia at a golf course. We just started meeting there a month before we stopped meeting. I've been in BNI in 2 months, it'll be 13 years.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim. We go to Chris in Sacramento, and then Steve in Danville.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Chris Saison with the Chris Saison Group with Keller Williams Realty here in Sacramento, California. I actually started, I was the founding member of our BNI chapter here in Sacramento. We just celebrated our 12-year anniversary. It'll be 12 years in October, and really, really fired up. Thank you, Brad Seaman. I had the pleasure of visiting Brad and his family right before COVID started, and it's crazy that the year is almost coming to a close.
Thank you, Chris. Steve in Danville, and then Prabhara in Fremont.
Yes, hello everybody. Steve Lacey. I'm a realtor in Danville, California, which is Northern California. I service the entire greater Bay Area. I started a BNI chapter 2 years ago, a little 2.5 years ago. After our first year, we got it up to 27. We're down to 14. We're in the regrowth period. I'm really looking forward to reaching out, listening to what a lot of these successful BNI people have done to grow your chapter. That's kind of hopefully what I get out of this. And then in addition to that is maybe in the breakout meetings on what has worked for us as realtors within BNI and outside of BNI. Thanks a lot. Steve Lacey, Danville, California.
Thank you, Steve. Prabhara, and then Diana in Elk Grove.
Good afternoon. My name is Prerna Saraya. I'm a realtor at Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate in Fremont, California. I've been in business for over 33 years, part of BNI for last 10 years. I work predominantly by referrals only. Would love to take care of any of your referrals coming up to Fremont, California, and a lot of East Bay areas. Which is like a lot of Silicon Valley areas I serve. So thank you so much. And thank you so much, guys, for organizing this today.
Thank you, Prabhara. Diana in Elk Grove, and then Kirsten in Half Moon Bay.
Hi, everybody. Diana Martinez, realtor with Keller Williams here in the Elk Grove area. I am in BNI Elk Grove Harvesters. I've been a harvester for the past 8 years, realtor for the past 14. And I primarily work, again, well, not primarily, buyers and sellers. And again, I want to just reiterate, Brad, great job putting this together. These are really valuable forums that we're able to kind of join and share all of our experiences. So thanks a lot for doing this. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirsten. Robert in Los Angeles, and then Kevin in Martin County.
Oh, I'm up. Awesome. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks again, Brad. Robert Baer with Coldwell Banker in LA. I'm part of the BNI Business Advantage in Beverly Hills. Been selling real estate, 18 years. Before that, I was a practicing business and real estate attorney, so I bring a little bit of little expert knowledge to the transactions. Trying to think what else. Oh, was top agent in the office last year. So thanks to BNI, I think I closed, like just over 6 figures last year from BNI. So it's a wonderful tool. And we only have 14 members. We used to have like 30, but I was able to do that we have a really tight group. So would love it if you guys ever wanted to come guest or visit. Thanks.
Thank you, Robert. Kevin, and then Ryan in Monrovia.
Good afternoon, everyone. Kevin Carney, Vanguard Properties here in Marin County. I've been selling real estate for 18 years, been in BNI for only a year. I'm the incoming president right now, so next month I'll be president. And we're also a growth. We've got back down to about 12. We're back up to about 16. So looking for, like I said, relatively new to BNI, looking for ways to grow my group. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kevin. Ryan, and then Laura in Napa.
Good afternoon, everybody. Ryan Asal, founding president for the Foothill Business Builders chapter in Monrovia, California. So started that chapter about over 13 years ago, and we actually had our meeting this morning. So Monrovia is about 5 miles east of San Gabriel Foothills. I'm also the CEO of Think Relink. It's my team. I'm and part owner of the Keller Williams in Alhambra and South Pasadena, past president of the Arcadia Board of Realtors, and this November will be my 20th year in the business. So, you know, truly believe in the giver's gain philosophy and never too busy for your referrals. So here to help for all your real estate needs. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Laura Napa, and then John in Oakland.
Hi, everyone. Laura Sanchez from Golden Gate Sotheby's here in Napa, California. I'm part of the Napa Valley Network group, and I'll be the president next Tuesday. So that's going to be exciting. I've been in real estate for 15, 16 years, but in BNI, this is going to be like my third year, and I'm looking forward to grow my group and to know each of you more closely in any transaction.
Gracias, Laura. John in Oakland, and then Cindy in Palm Springs.
Hi, my name is Yuan Tong. I am with BNI City Center in Oakland. I am a residential realtor with Keller Williams Tri-Valley. I work mainly in trust and estate and in divorce. I work with attorneys and families in selling properties from the estate. I've been in real estate for 3 years, with Keller Williams for 2.5, and then with BNI for 1 year. My past life is 26 years in retail as a merchant, so the buy and sell part from the retail transferred very nicely into a real estate. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan. Cindy in Palm Springs, and then Stephanie in Sacramento.
Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Ikes with Harcourt's Desert Homes here in Palm Springs. My husband and I also own an insurance brokerage here in the desert, and we've been in the insurance business for over 30 years. And the reason I chose Harcourt's is I love the company, and one of the many reasons that I love about them is not only do we have the option to sell the traditional way for real estate, we also have the auction platform. And that usually has a 98.1 success rate of at or above asking price. Cindy Ikes with Harcourt's Desert Homes.
Thank you, Cindy. Stephanie in Sacramento, and then Carol in San Clemente.
Hi, everybody. Stephanie Ambrose from Keller Williams up in Folsom. I serve the Sacramento, Placer, and El Dorado counties, and I help buyers, sellers, and investors with 1031 exchanges. My chapter meets out, and I am excited to be here as I'm going into a leadership position as president, and I just really want to be the best leader that I can be, and I know that I can learn from a group that has been in that position as president before. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Carl in San Clemente, and then Cheryl in San Luis Obispo.
Hello, everybody. Carol Oberto, Remax Coastal Homes here in sunny San Clemente. And first call BNI. Tomorrow I will be the vice president again. I've been in BNI for 5 years, and I wish I would have joined many years beforehand because it's worked out so great. I feel like the elder in the group here. I could be wrong. I've been in real estate 40 years this year, starting up in North Shore, Lake Tahoe, but I am girl from Lafayette. Carol Oberto, Remax Coastal Homes.
Thank you, Carl. Cheryl in San Luis Obispo, and then Trish in Santa Rosa.
Hi there, Cheryl Burkary, real estate broker, owner and operator of my real estate boutique office downtown San Luis Obispo, where I stand right down the street from the Mission. I've been a member of Flow Founders Group for 18 years now, and it's 21 years strong. I've been a real estate broker full-time over 30 plus years. Started when I was 12, oh, by the way, and it's so fun to see all these BNI family members. Thank you, Brad, and love seeing our Buffini family members too.
Thank you, Cheryl. Trish in Santa Rosa, and then Colleen in San Francisco Bay Area.
Hi, everyone. Trish McLean. I'm with Corcoran Global Living, and I work out of our Santa Rosa office. We cover the entire wine country, which right now is a very interesting proposition. But I've been selling real estate in the Santa Rosa area for 27 years and have been a member of the Midday Power Partners chapter of BNI for the last 10 years. And I've pretty much cycled through all of the leadership roles, exiting as the education coordinator this year and going in as a visitor host for next year. So.
Hi, everyone. Colleen McFerrin from Compass. My team name is Four Bridges Group, and we work San Francisco, the East Bay, the Peninsula, and somewhat of Southern Marin. And all my team members are licensed. I have been in BNI my 3rd year. I'll be going into the membership team for our group this next term. And I'm very honored to be with such a group, you know, as all of you. I've been in BNI, this will be my 3rd year. And yeah, I'm really grateful to be a part of it, so thank you.
Thank you, Colleen. We'll do David in Palmdale, and after David, we'll do Blanca Adams.
Good morning, everyone. David Plumhouse, Keller Williams. Born and raised here in the Antelope Valley, licensed since 1995. Extremely grateful for my group. It accounts for over 50% of my business year over year from past and present members.
Thank you, David. Blanca Adams, and then Carmer Carr.
Good afternoon, BNI. I'm Blanca Adams with Realty Masters and Associates here in the Inland Empire area of Southern California, serving the San Bernardino and Riverside counties and portions of San Gabriel Valley as well. So kind of a broad territory, but I've been doing this 20 years. So I really appreciate the BNI model of giver's gain and selling through relationships. And I think that's what it's all about. I've been in BNI 3 years and serving as VP, membership, and visitor host in those positions. So I look forward to getting to know you guys. I really, my goal here is to get everyone's information so that when I have referral opportunities, I know who to turn to. Thank you.
Yes, Blanca. Carmen Carr, and then Declan Spring.
Good afternoon. I'm Carmen Carr, proudly affiliated with Engel and Firkers in the Truckee, Lake Tahoe area. I've been part of BNI for 18 years. I actually started our chapter, and I'm also a director consultant to the California Capital Region. And who do you know who is looking to make their dream come true and own a home up here in the Truckee, Tahoe area? I would gladly.
Carmen, Declan Spring, and then Jay LaBerne. I'm sorry if I'm.
It's okay. My name is Declan Spring. I'm with Red Oak Realty in Berkeley, California. Here, thank you guys for setting this up. It's great. Good to see some people that I know, Cheryl Bacheri, Kevin Carney. Good to see you guys. And I've been in BNI off and on for a decade. I've been in real estate well over a decade. A top producer. And Let's Talk with Declan Spring. Just interviewing realtors in the East Bay. I love our realtor family. And I'm a top producer here in Berkeley and never too busy for your referrals or any interpretation of our incredibly, brutally aggressive market here in Berkeley. Good to connect with you all. Take care.
Thank you, Declan.
With Remax Resources I belong to the D Street Networkers chapter in Laverne. I see a few familiar faces, so good to see y'all. Thank you again, as everybody's saying, for putting this together. I think in our super interesting market here, we just need to support each other so much. I have been a real estate agent for 23 years and part of the D Street Networkers for 8 years. And just want to send out lots of love and good wishes for our Napa area agents.
Thank you, Jay. Carolyn, and then Mr. Brad Seaman.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Reinholz. I am a realtor in San Francisco with Keller Williams San Francisco. I'm our Berkeley agent because I'm based out of Berkeley. And I'm a member of Business Builders BNI. I've been in that chapter for over 10 years. I'm also a director consultant for San Francisco West Bay region. Our chapter is also going through some growth issues and has that as a challenge. So I would like to say we're a chapter of 48 members with 30 open seats. And I am the buyer's agent in our chapter. We actually split the real estate seat into buyers and sellers agent. So glad to be here. Brad, thank you so much for creating this. And I'm really happy to be here. Thanks.
Mr. Brad Seaman.
Awesome. So it's Brad Seaman, sunny San Diego. Thank you all the familiar faces and new ones in the group. I am in a market that 10 of our 13 listings that we took this month are moving out of state. It is incredible, and most of the people moving into our market are coming from your markets. So we're seeing everybody come from Northern California, Los Angeles, swooping up those homes as many of the people leave our state. So BNI 4 years, I'm averaging between $13 and $15 million in sales each year. I am hardcore BNI. Is that a thing? Can I be hardcore BNI? I'm pretty into it. So as you can tell, I like doing this national networking and kind of putting all of my networking on steroids and getting to meet and introduce all of you to each other. So thank you. Appreciate you all showing up today.
Thank you, Brad. Have I missed anyone?
Yeah.
Oh.
You called me, but then skipped over me. So here I am.
I apologize. Go ahead. So sorry.
That's okay. So I'm Kirsten Hagan. I am in lovely Half Moon Bay, which is just a little bit south on the coast from San Francisco. I help people all around San Mateo County buy and sell real estate. I've been in the business for 15 years. In the group, I think 5 or 6 years, I'm in Mavericks chapter. And I am the president today, and I am going to be the president tomorrow. So there's that. And I want to do a shout out real quick to Cheryl Busheri. I found her on the BNI Connect a few years ago and referred her to some clients of mine, and she did a wonderful job for them. So thank you very much, Cheryl. Love being part of this group.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Kirsten, and I apologize. Anybody else that I have missed? Perfect. My name is Jose Fernandez. I'm the only person from Florida here, so I'm excited to be with 26 other individuals. So for tax purposes or for other reason, I'll be happy to take care of your referral. So Brad, we got everyone covered, so take it back to you. You're muted, Brad.
How about that? Can you hear me?
There you go.
So many things going on at once. All right. So what we wanted to do is take this to the next level and do a couple breakout sessions. So we're going to break you into smaller groups, and we're going to do 3 topics. First things first, though, when you get into your group, nominate someone who's going to share back in our main forum. So each one of these topics, we're going to put you through and give you about 5 to 7 minutes each. Share what your ahas are from each one of those and be prepared to present. We're going to do our best to break you into groups that are not of the same area, so you have great cross chapter referral capability. 3 topics. So who is the most effective BNI referral partner for you in your chapter? This could be anything from the painter to property manager, lender. We'd like to hear some unique ones as well. Number 2 is share your best commercial in BNI. What has gained you the most benefit in BNI from your commercial? And then time permitting, what's the one thing you'll implement to close out the last 99 days of the year? Okay, so it's the one thing that you'll implement. That could be BNI related or just business related. What's one thing you're going to implement to close out the last 99 days? And actually, I take it back. It's 92 days, isn't it? Isn't it, Jose? It was 99 days last week. It's 92 days today. So, all right. So we're going to break you out into groups. Give me a second here. And it dropped all my breakout groups. So I apologize if there's more than one of you in the same area, but we're going to break straight to our breakout rooms. And here we go. maybe. You guys
Good
gone? Or are
idea.
you still there?
Hey. Hey, he's back.
I'm in, I'm out. I'm in, I'm out. Where am I?
Oh.
Sorry, guys, if I'm interrupting. Did you guys already start on your first topic?
We're done with all three.
That's it, right?
No, I'm just kidding. We haven't started. We're just getting the. Stephanie was just reading the question.
Awesome. So who's your number one referral partner?
So for me, it's the financial advisor in my group. He has been huge in the last couple of years, especially with downsizing folks.
Okay. Awesome.
I don't have a particular one. It's the dentist and the acupuncturist is giving me the most business. Surprisingly, the financial planner and the lender, nada. It's weird.
Really?
It's just, yeah.
So in my market, we have lots of people with their real estate license, as many of you probably also experience. So our financial planner has, his mother is a longtime realtor, and many of the other chapter members have wives or husbands that also are in the business. Although some of them I've converted to actually send me referrals. So the financial advisor gave me two closings last year. My number one is my property manager. And I'll give you the short of it. My property manager before in the chapter, when we first started about, say 3 years ago, for the first year, the property manager was terrible. He would poach listings from us, do all sorts of crazy stuff. And this new one, I actually convinced him into stop selling real estate. So everything that he has a portfolio of 350 plus properties, everything that he has that's going to turn over, he refers to us. So just last year alone, we did 8 listings just from the property manager. I give him a small referral fee and he's super happy with it. And he gets all my business back and it's been a great relationship. So that's my number one.
Wow.
I agree. I don't get any referrals from my mortgage broker or financial advisor. It's mostly from my painter, plumber, or handyman. Those are the people who are out in the field. They're being called in to get the house ready and they immediately ask, do you have an agent? That's where I get most of my referrals.
So are they business owners? Can I ask that question?
Excuse me?
So those people that hold the seats, your painter, your plumber, do they own the business?
Yes, they do.
Okay. Just curious.
Yes, they do. Mm-hmm. They do.
Rosie? No, we don't have audio from you, I don't think, Rosie.
Mm.
Can I share a unique one? It's not in my chapter, but in our last group setting, our last one had a hairdresser. That was their number one.
Mm.
Just having people sitting in their chair all the time and referring out business constantly to every member in the chapter, but specifically real estate was a big one. I thought that was interesting. And this one in particular had 7 seats and they were the owner of the company. So when I asked you, Carmen, were they owners? It's interesting how the owners look at things from a different perspective. Like my painter is an owner. Yes. He has 4 crews. So he's always asking, he goes on the first appointment. He's always asking, why are you painting your house? And so it turns out quite a few referrals from that. So when you get the owner in your chapter, it's quite interesting.
Yes.
Hey, Brad, how many people are in your group?
We have 32 right now. We're down from about 38 from the beginning.
Still a good number.
It's a good core solid group too. So I'd say about 15 of our members are long-standing. I mean, we golf together. We, you know, some of us travel together, all sorts of different things. So it's a really strong core group. You're just really broken. Whatever, the mic is bad, I think, unfortunately. Can anybody else hear? I can't.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately. You can type it in. If we can type it in the chat, we could respond. So let's move on. I'm going to let everybody else know in the broadcast to move on to topic number 2. But let's talk commercials. What is your very best commercial? I'll let you guys take it away. I'm going to jump into another group, but you guys take it away. And who did you designate somebody to be the scribe or to share?
I think Stephanie, since she's already taken
No, no.
No,
I just wrote
agree.
them down. Somebody else needs to take the lead.
You guys run with it.
To do what? Just to talk about it?
Yeah.
You'll just share with the bigger group. So
Perfect.
just designate somebody
Thanks,
who's ready to
Robert.
go in
Sure.
the main group. All right, guys.
From my heart and said, you know what, I'm like your matchmaker. You know, I find either yourselves, your friends, your family, and I listen to them and I hold them by the hands and I will do everything in my power just to make this transaction the easiest and the most comfortable. And that was the one that I got the most response from.
Great. We got some tough competition, so we'll keep it. We'll just go to Cindy, and then Cindy, we have you now.
All right, Cindy Ikes, Harcourt's Desert Homes here in Palm Springs. And one that people seem to like was I go out of my way for my clients. I do whatever it takes for them to make sure I am there for them and to make sure the appraisers are there, the home inspection, all those things. So we like to go to Big Bear a lot. And Big Bear is about 2 hours from here in the valley. And we were up there and it just happened that the appraisal was scheduled for one of my listings. And I drove down, let the appraiser in, talked to them for a few minutes. Took me 2 hours to get there. And then when that was done, I drove back up. So I took 4 hours out of my day just to drive to take care of the appraiser and make sure everything was okay with them. So I do like to go out of my way and go the extra mile for my clients. Cindy Ikes, Harcourt's Desert Homes.
Great. And then David, finishing it up.
So I like Chris's approach with the specific examples. I've used that as well, whether it's combining a couple different recent negotiations and figuring out really, you know, what my expertise, how much that mean for my client. And so you've got the perfect example, but yeah, I like doing that as well. I think it's really effective. I mean, I got to probably put a couple of them together to get that kind of savings or that kind of amount that you got for your client there. So that one was just amazing.
Okay, so we'll roll into the third, and why we have Brad is, so as I'm talking to the group, and number 2 is I'm talking with amongst the 5 of us, the best, what we feel is the best commercial, or do I articulate all 5 of what we had to say?
No, I think you pick one aha that came from it. So what is the one commercial that you took away that was like, wow, we should share that one?
Okay, so.
Can I share while I'm here?
Because David kind of liked what Chris said, and all of, I think our responses are fine. But I think, would we agree, if I want to pick one, it's okay to go with Chris? I don't want to offend anybody. Are we good with that?
Do it.
Highlighting an example, return on the investment and all that. Okay, let's go to then the third. As we're closing out this year, the third item was, what are we going to do to close out the year? I'll start with me. I'm going through my database, and every 3 months I have a business plan I review and really criticize myself. And one of those things is just too big of a database. I got to hunker down, get on that database, weed them out, and have a core of hopefully 100 solid people that, with my new CRM and everything I'm doing, that I can drill down and focus on the right people. That's what I'm doing to close out the 2020. Chris?
Yeah, so to close out 2020, I am going to be training the newest addition to our team. She's going to be another independent agent on my team. However, my executive assistant goes out on maternity leave in 60 days. So the goal on our team is over the next 60 days is my executive assistant is going to be training this new addition to our team, because she's going to be filling two roles on our team. She's going to be filling in for my executive assistant for the next 4 months while she's on maternity leave. And then when my executive assistant comes back, she's going to just transition back to an independent agent on the team. So we're just focusing on that. And more important than any of that is I'm going to Cabo for a week, the last week of October, because this year has been absolutely chaotic, and I need a vacation.
Good for you. Great. Okay, Carol.
What I am doing, I have a coming soon property pretty much on the tarmac at LAX. I'm here in San Clemente, so just like you, I'm doing those 2 extra, hours driving up to LA. But it's going to be a good sale, and it's, an extended family member. And so that's one thing I'm going to be working on really hard. But the other thing that I'm really focused in on is really tightening up my BNI resources. And it couldn't come at a better time to have this going on. And, with our change in leadership. So that's what I'm doing.
Great. And then Cindy.
All right, I have a couple of different plans that I have in mind. One of them is with our chapter, we have over 20 members, and I want to make sure before the end of the year, I have a one-to-one and reconnect with each and every one of those. And also with our insurance business, my husband and I have, there's a lot of Canadian homeowners that can no longer get down here to use their home. They're seasonal homeowners. So my plan is to reconnect.
I've caught up a little bit. It's all going to be about the database and connecting with them.
Great. So I took notes. I think I'll be able to articulate my way through it, but that's a good exercise to kind of go through it.
Give a shout out, Steve. Thank you for being the one on top of it, for taking notes for everyone. I really appreciate that.
Yes, thank you, Steve. You'll be a good articulator.
Thank you. Well, I don't know about that. I certainly didn't win the best commercial, but it's really interesting with these commercials, and I've done a lot of different stuff very similar to what Chris did, and I have that canned shtick that I do, and I get razzed all the time, especially if you don't have visitors. You go, Steve, We know you're a facilitator of amazing results. You don't need to go through the all shtick and all that type of stuff. But to mix it up, and what each one of you did, heck, I'm going to do, because it's really talking about our experiences out in the field and what differentiates us from most realtors. So,
yeah, I think it's important when giving a really, really, really good infomercial are two things. I think about the people that are really good at the campfires, that tell campfire stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And doing something similar to that has to do with the value proposition, because what I always tell myself is all realtors are the same. So what do I do that makes me stand out, and what story can I share that's gonna really, really resonate with the audience that doesn't really sound cliche? So I always think about telling like a good campfire story.
Yes, I agree. I love hearing what everybody else had to say and looking at the different points of view and how you take care of your business.
So, got another question for all of you, BNI. So the struggle we're having is building up. We got a great group of 13 people right now, but we struggle. My wife, she has a health benefits company. She's going to be the oncoming president for the next chapter, and we're really on a mission we just got to get more members. What has been your successes reaching out and getting new members to join and holding people accountable and stuff like that? What have you done maybe outside the bubble of the normal stuff?
We've had experience with, did you set up your BNI group on Meetup? Meetup.com?
Yes.
Okay, because we've brought in some members that way too. So that's a good way, and reaching out to your sphere of influence outside your BNI and just invite.
Well, and I had to change my attitude about inviting people to Zoom meetings, because I didn't think that anybody was going to get, excited about joining our group. Well, you know what? I have to, slap my hand, because people do like these Zoom meetings, and if they can see the value, they will join. So.
Great point.
Can I add to that real quick? That's a really good point, because a lot of times previously, before Zoom, one thing that held people back was the travel time to go to the meeting, and then just taking that time out of their day for their business. And I tell people now, the benefit about joining now with Zoom is that saves you probably, depending on who you are and where you live, almost an hour out of
base, and just carrying on is really the way to go. And so that's the one thing that I'm going to be focusing on for these last 92 days. So, hey, awesome. Here's Brad. All right. So I think the recess bell is going to ring shortly.
How's everybody doing?
We're doing great.
Good. Getting a little value out of it, getting to know some people.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Good. Looks like you're somewhat diverse in location. You got a lot of Northern California people in here, but I hope you're getting quite a bit out of it.
Brad put me in by myself, though. Just in full disclosure, I was sent to a breakout room by myself, Brad. Remember, I emailed you, and then I got out, and then you let me back in because I was like in no man's land. I'm like, where am I at?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I saw you come back in. I wasn't able to assign you back. There was no way for me to get you back in the room. It was weird. So my apologies.
I know. I thought I was going back into the timeout room again, dude. When it was the same breakout room. It was crazy.
You're not in timeout, Ryan. I'm sorry.
Hey Ryan, where are you from? Where are you at again? It doesn't say.
Kind of like Arcadia area. That's why I had to change that too when I went out. But Monrovia, California. So it's right next to Arcadia and Pasadena. So it's along the San Gabriel foothills.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So what was the one big aha that you guys had? What was the big takeaway?
Probably touch your database.
Yeah.
Yeah. And work hard.
Yeah.
Go the extra mile with a great big smile.
That was a good one.
That's a good.
I like
one.
it. We
And connecting great people to great properties. Yep.
Good. The big change
Diana's-
for us has been converting from our events this year into figuring out how to touch our database without a party. And so we're packaging things up and sending it to our top people and touching them once a month and through the end of the year, and probably going to continue that through all of next year.
You should do a scavenger hunt. So we talked about doing a scavenger hunt, Brad. So we'll talk about that later.
Cool.
Yeah.
And like Diana, I do a pie party every year, and I'm actually going for it again this year, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I'm going to have an outdoor area for kind of drinks and stuff, and people can just either come and just get their pie and leave, or they can hang out and network. So,
oh, very cool.
Yeah, I've got a good venue where we have an outside area. So, just depending on what people's comfort level is, they can either, hang out or just get their pie and bail. So.
And is that where you've always had it, or?
Yeah, it's actually, so I have a really good relationship with a local restaurant here in Michael's on Main. That's actually where we would have our BNI meets every Wednesday morning. And I've been doing business mixers there for like 6 or 7 years. And so they're very accommodating, and that's where everybody expects it to be. And I figured, it's like, either people are going to be okay or they're not. And I'm just say, and the other thing is, it gives me an opportunity to reach out to everybody in the database and just let them know, all my A+ clients, hey, what flavor pie do you want? Pie party's on.
We almost canceled ours and realized that it's our 6th year doing it, and people would probably miss it. And one of the comments on our team was, well, they'll still remember it. I said, no, the deal is, even if they don't show up, we still have to move on and keep doing it. So even if I only give out 30 pies this year, they'll remember the touch, they'll remember we're still here, and we got to just keep going forward, even if it's a modified format.
It's about the invitation.
Yep, it's more about the invitation.
It is about the invitation.
Yeah. So one thing we shifted on this was we added something for the experience of Halloween, because I think everyone's Halloween is going to be different this year. So we're sending out s'mores kits in a box with a sterno heater, all pretty and cool. My assistant's doing it all, and shipping it to our top 100 people. So
wow, that's genius. I love it.
They're not going to go trick-or-treating and they're going to hang out in their costumes. Guess who's breaking out the s'mores? Right? Branded. And we got our marshmallows branded with our brand.
Gosh.
How much is that? How much is that going to run you per package, you think, Brad?
It's about $26 a package delivered.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and we got a deal on the sterno little kit, and it's not bad for what we do and how much our top 100 does. So
exactly.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move this back to the main. You guys have your scribe or whoever's going to share. Who's sharing?
Not really.
Pete's doing it.
Pete's doing it.
I'll share what I can.
Good job, Pete. You got it.
Yes. Good job. I have to leave, but thank you so much. I have a client call I got to jump on, but I really appreciate it. I'm going to reach out to all of you for one-to-ones.
Okay. Thanks, Carolyn.
For everything.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it.
We're coming back, Brad. You there?
I'm here. I'm alive. I've never been in a meeting that my own meeting that I've been kicked out of so many times. Been kicked out like 6 times so far. So I'm glad everyone's still up and running and able to do the breakout rooms without me. All right, do we have everybody back? Very good. Well, if I didn't get everyone who is actually going to be presenting, but I wanted to go through our top 3 questions and just share what your ahas were from the breakout sessions. So if you'd start, I know Pete is our first one because I was just in that breakout room. Pete, if you'd start us off, what was the #1 referral partner that your group shared that you'd like to share with the rest of the group?
Probate and trust attorney. So that was
there anything specific about that or why that was such a great referral partner?
I think the main thing is we have an opportunity to give them a ton of business. And so, you know, every time I talk with a first-time home buyer, the first thing I ask them is, you know, you really need to talk to a trust attorney and you should really have your property in a trust. Find out, you know, the specifics of that. So I send a lot of referrals to our trust attorney and I've gotten good referrals back. And that came up a couple of other people in our group. That was the same answer.
Excellent. Excellent. Who else was going to share?
I think it's just having the reciprocity. And you're still freezing up there, Brad.
I know. Jose, take it away, buddy.
Sure. So who was in the breakout at the next? I know in my breakout, Kirsten. So if you can share with us what we spoke about that first question.
Sure. Since our #1 was already mentioned, I will mention another one that is a little different, and it's a life coach. The life coach in my group gives me a decent amount of referrals because she's talking to people about kind of where they want their life to go, which dovetails right into usually where they live. So that's another one.
Awesome. So I was in group number 3 or 4. I just need the captains.
Okay, I'll talk right now. So
Awesome.
it was a surprise to me when we went through this group and a testimonial to, you know, having these breakout sessions. I was shocked to hear that the #1 referral partner within a BNI group is the lender. You know, I'm good buddies with the lender that I have, and you know, he hasn't been, and he's a great guy. So I was kind of shocked to hear that. So it was the lender was the #1, and then in the financial industry, the financial advisor, those were #2.
Awesome, Steve. So we got 2 more group. I need just who was.
I'll go. In our group, it was also a contractor, lender, painter, and insurance guy. And also lenders from other chapters. So I guess the agents will go and visit other chapters.
Awesome. And I got 1 last group.
Yeah, it was 5. We didn't really have a consensus. The consensus was that the lender and financial planner weren't giving referrals, and they were coming from other kind of business owners. Like for me, it's just so happens the dentist gives me a lot of referrals, but that's just because she knows a lot of people and she's been around LA a long time. So there wasn't really there wasn't a winner in our group. It was weird.
Awesome. Let's go to topic number 2. We'll start with Pete again. Pete, let us know about best commercial in your BNI within your breakout room.
We just kind of focused on some of our taglines, which I thought there were some good ones, but the one that really stood out was connecting great people to great properties. So I really like that. And then, you know, the one that I like myself is the realtor that will go the extra mile with a great big smile. So those are a couple of them, and there you have it.
Awesome. So a lot of the taglines, and this keeps staying on people's mind week after week. So that's awesome. Kirsten.
Yes, if I can do too. So Trish, you can correct me if I'm wrong. You've heard it said that the most important thing in real estate is location, location, location. But I beg to differ. The most important thing in real estate is realtor, realtor, realtor. So we thought that was a good one for the repetition. And then another really good one, which perfect for now, is have everybody put their arms out and you say, who do you know who needs more room? I thought that was excellent for COVID. Yeah.
Awesome, Kirsten. Thanks for sharing. Steve, tell us about your group.
Yeah, so our group, you know, what really resonated with two of them, both Chris and Cindy, is sharing a story. Chris specifically sharing, he shared and made a point of, you gotta show what your value proposition is. And when he shared the story of the return on investment, $32,000 they put in, that he helped manage that, and it netted in return an additional $100,000 for that sale. That hit the point, I think. And Cindy had a similar story herself. So sharing a story that resonates and shows your value proposition.
That was awesome. Blanca?
We had a few, and one was that what does it say? Oh, how I project manage all the different steps that go into the process of listing a property, from inception all the way to listing, all the way to closing, and that there's a roadmap, you know, that leads to success, and showing that, you know, kind of opens a lot of people's eyes.
Awesome. Thank you, Blanca. Robert?
Okay. Gosh, you know, I'm trying to remember. One of them that came up was one of the good educational moments was telling the kind of training your sales force, the other members of your group, when someone asks, so what neighborhood do they specialize in? And I've trained my group to say, you know, that's kind of like an older model. You don't really need to specialize in a neighborhood. He can sell anywhere because he has a repeatable marketing process and he uses the negotiating skills to get your client the best price. So, you know, it's sort of educating the membership as to what to say when people ask that question.
Awesome, Robert. So now let's go to topic number 3, and I want each group to share a couple of the one thing that members of this group will implement to close out the last 92 days of the year, to just close out on a high note. So let's go with you, Pete. Tell us some of the one thing from your group.
So a great idea we had was some more kits for Halloween, because Halloween's going to be definitely different for people, you know, no trick-or-treating perhaps. And so one of our group, they're putting together these little branded some more kits with a little thing of sterno. And I just thought that was so cool. I can totally see my clients in their backyard with their kids doing the little some more thing. So I thought that was awesome. And the other theme that just kind of came through was just, we're all going to work hard for Q4. You know, we're going to keep focused on, you know, keep our eye on the prize, keep working hard. And it's a great time for care calls. You know, we were all doing a lot of those when COVID first started, and now we're back to some sort of normal way of doing business in COVID. But I think, especially where I am with all the fires and everything, it's really important to be reaching out to our peeps and just checking in and seeing how they're doing. So
along the same lines, and I'll share it. So I've been doing those care calls for more like care text messages and email on Facebook. Hello, how are you? How are things going with you and your family? Not asking about real estate, nothing related to that, but they will always ask you, how are you doing? And then they opening the door for you to share about you and how your business is doing. So I've been doing that maybe for about a month and a half, and through my database on my Facebook and my LinkedIn, and it's working great. Hello, how are you? How are things going with you and your family? And a lot of people, they appreciate it, because yeah, we did those care calls, and maybe some other industry did the care calls in March. We're 7 months later, and have anybody else checked in? Awesome. Thank you, Pete. Kirsten, you want to share with us what's some of the one thing our group share that they will implement to close these 92 days of the year?
The main thing that came up in our group is doing more reaching out to agents and establishing more referral partners. with agents, like in this scenario and through BNI, and then also being a resource for other businesses and reaching out within your own community, whether it's your BNI community or your larger community, and being a resource for people.
Awesome. Thank you, Kirsten. Steve?
Yeah, just like Kirsten, two of our members pointed at the BNI, working the BNI system better, joining mastermind groups, Facebook groups. Certainly my takeaway from this meeting is, hey, there's a ton of benefit.
Yes, we had several different responses, including prospecting for listings and getting ready for next year, and really digging into your database. We had some people that have, from 100 to 200 in their database that they regularly are in communication with, doing activities Buffini style, vision boards, parties, or different groups, or annual gratitude parties and things like this. So preparing for the holidays and reaching out to your database and digging deep with them.
Awesome. Robert?
I don't know why it surprises me every time. Let's see. One of them was to be more organized, I believe. And a couple of us have pretty small groups, so we're wanting to increase the size of the chapter to get more potential referrals, to give and to receive.
You ready for me, Jose? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. This has been the worst internet connection of all time. Well, I just wanted to share, thank you all for being a part of this. This is fantastic. And I wanted to share just one last thing that we're going to be doing coming up. We've got some special announcements. So I'm going to continue doing these California masterminds as well as a West Coast mastermind. So two things. One is, if you're interested in helping us grow this network even more with other agents, maybe in states like Oregon, Washington, Nevada, we'd like to bring in some high referral flow states and BNI members from those other states into a mastermind on November 4th at 10 a.m. And then our next California edition will be on November 18th at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Everybody hear me okay on that? You can see my screen, at least in the format it's in. Mark those down. We'll be sending out an email to each one of you that were on the call. I'm going to do my best to send you a list of everybody that was here on the call and their contact information. It's not easy because the program does not tell me exactly who joined us. So if I can pull the chat information, I'll send it out to everybody and see what I can do about getting a roster together. Does anybody have a referral? I heard the testimonial earlier for Sherry Basheri, which is great. Does anybody else have a referral they're trying to place right now, whether it's California or otherwise, that you might want to speak up and share? Great talk. Awesome. Well, keep the BNI referral network in mind. If you're not a part of the BNI Facebook group page yet, is anybody not a member of that yet? Okay. So in the email, in the invite, whether I send it to you via text or at the bottom of the email invite, there is a Facebook group that you need to invite yourself to and answer a couple of questions, and I'll get you into it. There's always referrals being passed across state lines and within the state, as well as great topics to engage on, videos, etc. So hop in there, make sure you're paying attention, and lots of business is being passed there. Any other comments or questions you have before I close us out with a quote today? I have to say a big thank you, Jose. You saved my life today. I'm going to have you on every single one of these just in case I don't have internet. And when I'm back in my office, hopefully this won't happen again. So thanks for bearing with me, everybody. And Jose, you were great. I appreciate you getting us through it all. So just closing it out with a quote today. Has anyone gotten the new book from Dr. Ivan Meisner? just came out, and he did an early release on it on his Facebook page. So giver's gain is more than a phrase. It's a way of living one's life. It's a perspective to view and interact with the world. It's an attitude, not an expectation. When it's applied properly, it will change your life. And when it changes enough lives, it will change the world. So thank you all for coming. Mark your calendars, and we will see you next month.
Bye, everybody. Thanks, Brad.
Thank
you, Brad.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Thanks
everyone.
so
Take
much,
care.
Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you, Brad.
Bye.
Great meeting. Thank you,
Great
Brad.
meeting.
Brad, great job. See you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, Brad. Sorry.
Yo.
Hey, I got a question for you. So I just put it in the chat. It was like right before we everyone hung up. Thank you for closed business. Let's say you represent a seller on $1 million property, total 5% commission, and you just represent the seller. So each side 25,000. Do you report? Because it's really, the training manual is pretty confusing. Do you put 50,000, 25,000, or whatever you earn after your split is thank you for closed business?
So it's been answered in so many different ways when it comes to being on these national calls too. That
Right.
I've done.
Yeah.
I believe you report gross earnings that are to the brokerage.
Right. So 25,000.
Right.
So before your split.
Before your split, because the split's irrelevant.
Yeah,
and nobody needs to know what that is.
Right.
Your
Right.
company
There was
earned.
some. Right. And if you represent both sides, then obviously 50,000.
Correct.
But yeah, because in the stupid example they give, it says that they have the total commission. But okay.
Yeah, I think it's only what you're actually earning.
That's what I thought.
If you're sharing a co-op, that's not real money.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. Just because there was a little bit of confusion. So that's what I've been doing. So
yeah.
Sounds like I got to network with some, what do you call it? Property managers.
It's been awesome for us, and you got to pick the right one. I mean, that's the challenge, is a lot of them want to do it themselves.
Yeah.
I was lucky. So this one was introduced to me through one of our members, and it took me about 18 months to convince him.
Oh, wow. Are these single family homes or investment properties as well?
Both. So I'm doing exchanges for his clients. I'm getting his tenant lists. So all of his tenants as they're thinking about buying something. But I'm mostly after the listings.
Of course, it's great.
So the listings have been the best. I think we did 7 or 8 last year.
Fantastic.
And this year he got a new big portfolio of 400 homes. So I'm hoping it expands once his head is out of the fog.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Very good. All right, man. Hey, thanks for recording. Thanks for organizing. I'm looking at the little recording button in the top. All right, man, thank you very much.
All right.
Take care.
Hey, Pete, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Brad, thank you, man. Great deal you got going here, man. And we're excited with our NorCal Bay Area, our Bay Area referral network. Carolyn and I got that going, and we're getting some traction with that as well. So
keep after it, man.
Yeah, really appreciate what you're doing, man. So
likewise.
Cheers.
Catch up soon.
All right.